The absurdity of existence, a concept that has puzzled philosophers and thinkers throughout history, invites us to contemplate the nature of life itself and the search for meaning in a world that often seems chaotic, indifferent, and devoid of purpose. This idea, deeply rooted in existential philosophy, suggests that humans are constantly striving to find significance, while simultaneously recognizing that the universe is vast, uncaring, and often irrational. Thinkers such as Albert Camus and Jean-Paul Sartre have explored this theme extensively, emphasizing that the human condition is marked by a struggle against the absurd, a tension between our desire for clarity and the overwhelming ambiguity of life. Camus famously illustrated this through the myth of Sisyphus, a figure condemned to roll a boulder up a hill, only to have it roll back down each time he reaches the top, symbolizing the relentless and often futile nature of human effort. In literature and art, the absurdity of existence has inspired countless works, prompting creators to delve into themes of isolation, despair, and the search for meaning in a seemingly indifferent universe. The works of Samuel Beckett, for instance, encapsulate this struggle, with plays like Waiting for Godot, where characters engage in seemingly pointless activities while awaiting a purpose that never arrives. This reflects a broader human experience where individuals grapple with the mundane, the trivial, and the often surreal elements of daily life, leading to a profound sense of disconnection from the world around them. Moreover, the exploration of absurdity extends into the realms of science and psychology. The realization that life is governed by randomness, chance, and unpredictability can be both liberating and deeply unsettling. Concepts from quantum physics, for instance, reveal that at the most fundamental level, reality is not as fixed as it seems, leading to questions about free will, determinism, and the nature of existence itself. Psychologically, the acknowledgement of life's absurdity can manifest in various ways, from existential crises to a newfound appreciation for the fleeting moments that make up our experiences. Humans, as social beings, also confront this absurdity in relationships. The connections we forge with others can provide temporary relief from the weight of existence, yet they too are often tinged with uncertainty, conflict, and impermanence. The desire for love, acceptance, and understanding can clash with the inevitable reality of loss, betrayal, and misunderstanding. This paradoxical nature of human relationships underscores the complexity of existence. The nature of consciousness is a fascinating and complex topic that has intrigued philosophers, scientists, and thinkers for centuries. It touches upon various fields including neuroscience, psychology, and even spirituality. At its core, consciousness can be thought of as the state of being aware of and able to think about one's own existence, thoughts, and surroundings, but it goes much deeper than that. One of the most compelling aspects of consciousness is the question of how subjective experiences arise from physical processes in the brain. This is often referred to as the hard problem of consciousness, a term coined by philosopher David Chalmers. It highlights the difficulty of explaining why and how we have personal experiences, feelings, and perceptions. Despite the advances in neuroscience, we still struggle to bridge the gap between the physical workings of the brain and the rich tapestry of subjective experience. Moreover, there are various theories about the nature of consciousness. One of the prominent theories is the integrated information theory proposed by neuroscientist Giulio Tononi, which suggests that consciousness corresponds to the level of interconnected information in a system. The theory posits that the more integrated information there is, the higher the level of consciousness. This challenges the traditional view that consciousness is merely a byproduct of brain activity, while others argue that consciousness might be a fundamental aspect of the universe, akin to space or time. raising questions about the very fabric of reality and our place within it. Interestingly, consciousness is not a static state. It can vary drastically from wakefulness to sleep and even altered states induced by meditation, drugs, or other means. These altered states can provide unique insights into the nature of consciousness itself. For example, studies on meditation have shown that experienced practitioners can achieve heightened states of awareness, leading to profound changes in their perception and emotional well-being. This has opened up a dialogue between science and ancient wisdom traditions, as both seek to understand the depths of human experience. Then, as the phenomenon of consciousness in other beings, particularly in animals, which raises ethical questions about their treatment and rights. Research has shown that many animals exhibit behaviors indicating a level of consciousness, such as problem-solving, empathy, and even self-awareness. Studies involving primates, dolphins, and elephants have revealed that these creatures possess a rich inner life, prompting us to reconsider our understanding of consciousness and its manifestations across species. The implications of this research are profound, suggesting that consciousness might not be as unique to humans as we once thought. Furthermore, the problem of free will is a fascinating and complex topic that has intrigued philosophers, scientists, and thinkers for centuries. It raises questions about the nature of human choice, responsibility, and the extent to which our actions are truly ours, or if they are influenced or even determined by factors beyond our control. At its core, the problem of free will challenges the idea that we can make choices that are entirely free from external influences. It asks whether our decisions are shaped by our environment, genetic makeup, societal norms, or even subconscious processes that we may not be aware of. Some argue that free will is an illusion, suggesting that our brains operate through a series of chemical and electrical processes, which means that what we perceive as choice may just be the result of predetermined pathways, while others maintain that we do possess a degree of autonomy, insisting that we can make conscious decisions that reflect our true selves. This debate often touches on the concept of determinism, which posits that every event, including human actions, is determined by preceding events in accordance with the natural laws. If determinism is true, it implies that every choice we make is influenced by a chain of prior events, leaving little room for genuine freedom. In contrast, proponents of libertarianism argue that free will is essential for moral responsibility. They contend that without the ability to choose freely, concepts like praise, blame, and accountability lose their meaning, which leads to further exploration of how societies structure laws and ethics around the assumption of free agency. The implications of this debate extend into various fields, including psychology, where studies on decision-making and self-control provide insights into how people navigate choices, the role of cognitive biases, and the impact of emotions on our decisions, can reveal just how complex the process of choosing truly is. Interestingly, neuroscience has contributed to this discussion as well, with research showing that brain activity related to decision-making can occur before a person consciously feels they have made a choice, leading some to argue that our perception of free will is merely a post hoc rationalization of actions that our brains have already decided upon. I love the repetitive absurdation, where Brulinder's direction, other control. I love, God, brains have already discussed, or even impossible. Direction. Gun. Additionally, the cultural and philosophical contexts in which we exist can shape our understanding of free will. Different cultures may emphasize individualism or collectivism, which influences how people perceive personal agency, and in some traditions, the idea of surrendering to fate or a higher power challenges the notion. The uncertainty principle, a concept originally developed in quantum mechanics by physicist Werner Heisenberg, suggests that certain pairs of physical properties, like position and momentum, cannot both be precisely measured at the same time. This principle has surprising applications beyond the realm of physics, especially when we think about the decisions we make in our daily lives. In life, we often face situations where we must make choices without knowing all the outcomes, leading to a sense of uncertainty that can be both thrilling and daunting. Imagine standing at a crossroads, contemplating a job offer that promises a higher salary but requires moving to a new city, or deciding whether to end a long-term relationship that has become stagnant, each choice carrying its own risks and rewards. When we make decisions, we often weigh the pros and cons, but the reality is that we can never predict with absolute certainty how those choices will unfold. For instance, choosing to invest in the stock market can lead to significant financial gains, but it also carries the risk of losses, influenced by countless unpredictable factors, from global events to economic shifts. Similarly, in personal relationships, we might choose to trust someone based on their past behavior, but we can never be completely sure how they will act in the future, leaving us vulnerable to heartbreak or betrayal. This unpredictability inherent in our lives can create anxiety as we strive to control outcomes that are ultimately beyond our grasp. Interestingly, this uncertainty can also lead to growth and discovery. Taking risks, whether in career choices or personal endeavors, often leads to new opportunities and experiences that we might not have encountered otherwise. For example, starting a new hobby or pursuing a passion project might feel intimidating at first, as we navigate the fear of failure, yet these paths can lead to unexpected joy and fulfillment. The key lies in embracing the unknown, recognizing that while we cannot predict every outcome, we can learn and adapt along the way. This approach encourages resilience, allowing us to bounce back from setbacks and view challenges as learning experiences rather than insurmountable obstacles. Additionally, the concept of the uncertainty principle reminds us that perfection is an illusion. In a world where we often feel pressure to make the right choice, it's essential to understand that every decision comes with its own uncertainties and that making mistakes is part of being human. Accepting this can liberate us from our judgment and can powerfully sully our way of not resting on our belief, but point us free. And ultimately, the simulation hypothesis, a fascinating concept that has captured the imagination of scientists, philosophers, and tech enthusiasts alike, proposes that our reality might be an artificial simulation. Much like a highly advanced video game, this idea suggests that what we perceive as the physical universe, with its stars, planets, and everything in between, could actually be a complex digital construct, created by some advanced civilization, perhaps in a future where technology has reached unimaginable heights. The theory gained significant attention when philosopher Nick Bostrom published a paper in 2003, arguing that if it is possible to create simulations indistinguishable from reality, then it is likely that we are living in such a simulation rather than the original base reality. One of the key arguments supporting the simulation hypothesis is the rapid advancement of technology, particularly in the fields of virtual reality and artificial intelligence. As our own simulations become more sophisticated, it raises questions about the nature of reality and whether it's feasible that a more advanced civilization could create simulations that are so realistic that their inhabitants are unaware of their artificial nature. In fact, many researchers in physics and computer science have begun exploring the implications of this hypothesis, with some even suggesting that certain anomalies in quantum physics could be interpreted as evidence of a simulated reality. For instance, the idea that particles can exist in multiple states until they are observed aligns with the concept of a simulation that only renders elements when they are being observed, almost like a computer program that conserves resources by not processing everything all at once. Moreover, the simulation hypothesis has found its way into popular culture, influencing films, books, and video games. Movies like The Matrix and Inception explore themes of reality versus illusion, prompting viewers to question their own existence and the nature of the world around them. These narratives resonate with audiences, reflecting a deep-seated curiosity about the implications of living in a simulated environment, and they encourage discussions about consciousness, free will, and the essence of what it means to be human. Critics of the simulation hypothesis argue that there is no concrete evidence to support the idea, and that it may simply be a modern philosophical puzzle rather than a scientific theory. They point out that the hypothesis can be difficult to test or falsify, which is a cornerstone of scientific inquiry. Furthermore, skeptics often question the assumptions underlying the hypothesis, such as the motivations of the hypothetical simulators, and whether they would even be interested in creating such an elaborate simulation. In the ethical, egoism and altruism represent two contrasting approaches to moral philosophy, each offering a unique perspective on the motivations behind human actions. Ethical egoism, which suggests that individuals should act in their own self-interest, posits that prioritizing one's own needs and desires ultimately leads to the best outcomes for society as a whole. This idea is rooted in the belief that by pursuing personal happiness and well-being, individuals inadvertently contribute to the overall good, creating a ripple effect that benefits others. Proponents of ethical egoism argue that self-interest is not inherently selfish, but rather a natural human drive that, when harnessed properly, can yield positive results for the community. They often cite the example of entrepreneurs who, driven by their own ambitions to succeed, create jobs, innovate, and fuel economic growth, thereby enhancing the lives of many. On the other hand, altruism emphasizes the moral obligation to act for the benefit of others, even at a personal cost. Altruists believe that individuals have a duty to help those in need, putting the well-being of others above their own desires. This perspective is often associated with acts of kindness, charity, and self-sacrifice, where the focus is on the welfare of others rather than personal gain. Altruism challenges the notion that self-interest is the primary motivator for human actions, suggesting instead that empathy and compassion can lead individuals to make sacrifices for the greater good. Many altruists argue that a society built on altruistic values encourages cooperation, social harmony, and a sense of community, fostering a more caring environment where everyone can thrive. The debate between ethical egoism and altruism raises important questions about human nature and motivation. Are people inherently self-serving, or do they possess an innate capacity for empathy? This question has been explored by various philosophers and psychologists, leading to differing interpretations of human behavior. Some studies in psychology indicate that while people may act out of self-interest, they are also capable of acts of kindness and altruism, suggesting a more complex interplay between these two motivations. For instance, research has shown that witnessing acts of kindness can inspire others to help, creating a cycle of altruism that benefits the community. Moreover, ethical egoism and altruism can sometimes coexist in individuals, with people finding a balance between their own needs and the needs of others. This hybrid approach recognizes that while self-interest is a fundamental aspect of human behavior, it does not preclude the possibility of caring for others. In fact, many people find human knowledge, while vast and continually expanding, has its limits, and this is a fascinating topic to explore. First of all, one significant limit is the concept of the unknown unknowns, which refers to things we don't even realize we don't know. This idea, popularized by former U.S. Secretary of Defense Donald Rumsfeld, illustrates that there are realms of knowledge that remain completely outside our awareness, and this can be humbling. For instance, in fields like quantum physics or cosmology, researchers often encounter phenomena that challenge our understanding of reality, leading to questions that we may not even know how to frame yet. Furthermore, the limitations of human cognition also play a crucial role. Our brains have evolved to process information in specific ways, and this can restrict our ability to grasp complex, abstract concepts. Cognitive biases such as confirmation bias can lead us to interpret information in ways that align with our existing beliefs, inhibiting our ability to see the bigger picture. Moreover, the scope of scientific inquiry is limited by ethical considerations. For example, while we might be curious about the potential of cloning or genetic modification, ethical implications can halt research in these areas, leaving us with unanswered questions about what might be possible. In addition to ethical boundaries, there are also practical limits, such as technological constraints. We may have theories about the nature of dark matter or dark energy, but until we develop the necessary tools to measure and observe these phenomena, our understanding will remain incomplete. Language itself can also limit knowledge, as it shapes how we think and communicate ideas. Different cultures have unique ways of expressing concepts, and sometimes certain ideas may not even have words in other languages, which can hinder cross-cultural understanding. Additionally, the sheer volume of information available today can be overwhelming. With the internet and social media, we are inundated with data, but not all of it is accurate or reliable. Filtering through misinformation requires critical thinking skills, and even then, we may not always arrive at the truth. Another intriguing aspect of human knowledge is the idea of collective intelligence. While individual knowledge can be limited, society as a whole can accumulate vast amounts of information and expertise. However, this collective intelligence is also subject to limits, such as groupthink, where the desire for harmony within a group can stifle dissent and innovation. Similarly, the phenomenon of the Dunning-Kruger effect, where individuals with low ability at a task overestimate their ability, can lead to the paradox of choice, is a fascinating concept that explores how having too many options can actually lead to feelings of anxiety, dissatisfaction, and regret. It challenges the common belief that more choices are always better. This idea, popularized by psychologist Barry Schwartz in his book The Paradox of Choice, Why More is Less, suggests that while having options can provide a sense of freedom, it can also lead to overwhelming feelings, as people may struggle to make decisions when faced with an abundance of choices. Schwartz argues that the sheer number of options can create pressure to make the best choice, which can lead to a fear of missing out on something better, ultimately resulting in less satisfaction with the decision made. For example, think about shopping for jeans in a department store, where you might find dozens of styles, colors, and fits, instead of just a few. It can become exhausting, causing you to worry about whether you chose the right pair, or if another option might have suited you better. This phenomenon is not just limited to consumer choices. It extends to various aspects of life, including career paths, relationships, and even daily activities, where too many options can leave one feeling paralyzed or regretful. Studies have shown that when people are presented with fewer choices, they tend to be more satisfied with their decisions, as they can focus on the options available without the burden of comparing every possible alternative. Moreover, the paradox of choice can also affect mental health, as individuals who are overwhelmed by options may experience increased anxiety and stress, leading to what some researchers term decision fatigue, where the ability to make choices deteriorates after a long session of decision-making. This can be particularly relevant in our modern society, where technology has made information and options more accessible than ever, yet it can simultaneously trap individuals in a cycle of overthinking and dissatisfaction. In contrast, simplifying choices or setting limits on options can lead to a more fulfilling decision-making process, helping to alleviate the pressure that comes with too many alternatives. By recognizing the impact of choice on our happiness, we can start to appreciate the value of curating our options, focusing on what truly matters, and learning to embrace the decisions we make, rather than getting lost in the endless possibilities available to us. Existential isolation is a fascinating concept that delves into the human experience, touching on themes of loneliness, self-awareness, and the quest for meaning in a vast universe. Unlike physical isolation, which might stem from being alone in a room or a deserted place, existential isolation refers to the feeling that, at a fundamental level, no one truly understands us or can fully share in our thoughts and feelings. This idea can be traced back to philosophical discussions, particularly those of existential philosophers like Jean-Paul Sartre and Martin Heidegger, who explored the nature of existence and the individual's relationship with the world. They argued that, despite our connections with others, each person ultimately faces their own existence, their own thoughts, and their own inevitable mortality alone. This sense of isolation can be profoundly unsettling, as it raises questions about the meaning of life and our place in the universe. People often grapple with feelings of insignificance in the grand scheme of things, which can lead to anxiety and a crisis of identity. The modern world, with its emphasis on individualism and self-reliance, can intensify these feelings, as people strive to find their unique paths while simultaneously yearning for connection and understanding. Social media, while it can provide a platform for connection, often exacerbates these feelings of isolation. As individuals present curated versions of their lives, leading to a sense of disconnection from authentic experiences. Moreover, existential isolation can manifest in various ways, affecting mental health and emotional well-being. Individuals may feel disconnected from their communities, friends, and even family, leading to a sense of being adrift in a sea of existence. This state of being can provoke existential dread, where individuals question the purpose of life, the nature of reality, and their own significance. This feeling can be particularly acute during times of personal crisis or societal upheaval, when the search for meaning becomes more urgent. Interestingly, some psychological theories suggest that confronting this sense of existential isolation can lead to personal growth. By acknowledging and exploring their feelings of isolation, individuals may find new ways to connect with others, foster deeper relationships, and ultimately cultivate a sense of belonging. This journey often involves embracing vulnerability, as it requires individuals to share their true selves with others, breaking down the barriers that contribute to feelings of isolation. Art and literature often explore the theme of existential isolation, providing a mirror for individuals grappling with these feelings. Works by authors like Franz Kafka and Virginia Woolf delve into the human condition, illuminating the struggles of individuals. The fear of death, often referred to as thanatopia, is a complex emotion that affects many people, regardless of age, culture, or background. This fear can stem from various sources, including the unknown aspects of what happens after we die, the potential pain associated with dying, and the loss of control over one's life. For some, the thought of their own mortality brings about feelings of anxiety, while for others, it may trigger a deeper existential crisis, prompting them to question the meaning and purpose of life itself. Research has shown that this fear can manifest in different ways, such as avoidance behaviors, where individuals might shy away from conversations about death or even from situations that remind them of their own mortality, like attending funerals or visiting sick friends. Interestingly, studies have indicated that this fear can also influence our behavior significantly. For instance, some people may engage in risky activities, seeking to challenge their limits, while others might become overly cautious and protective of their health and well-being. In psychological terms, this fear can be linked to a phenomenon known as terror management theory, which suggests that when confronted with thoughts of death, individuals may cling more tightly to their cultural beliefs, values, or religious faith as a way to find comfort and meaning, thus reinforcing their identity and sense of belonging. Moreover, the fear of death is not only personal, it can also shape societal norms and behaviors. In many cultures, rituals surrounding death, such as funerals and memorial services, play a significant role in coping with this fear. These rituals not only honor the deceased but also provide a space for the living to confront their grief and anxiety in a communal setting, allowing for shared experiences that can alleviate some of the fears associated with loss. On a more philosophical level, great thinkers throughout history, like Epicurus, have suggested that fearing death may be irrational, as death is simply a natural part of life. Epicurus argued that since we do not experience consciousness after death, we should not fear it, as it is not something we will be aware of. This perspective offers a different lens through which to view our mortality, encouraging acceptance rather than fear. In modern times, the conversation around death has shifted, with many advocating for more open discussions about dying, end-of-life care, and even death itself. This shift aims to demystify death, allowing people to express their fears and concerns, and potentially leading to healthier attitudes towards life and death. Organizations and movements promoting death education strive to create. The quest for meaning is a profound journey that many people embark on throughout their lives, driven by a desire to understand their purpose and the reasons behind their existence. This search can manifest in various ways, from philosophical exploration to spiritual practices, and often leads individuals to contemplate deep questions about life, death, and everything in between. Throughout history, thinkers such as Socrates, who famously stated that the unexamined life is not worth living, have emphasized the importance of introspection and reflection, encouraging people to seek out their own truths. And this idea has persisted into modern times, with many individuals turning to literature, art, and personal experiences in their quest for understanding. In psychology, the quest for meaning is often linked to concepts such as existentialism, which posits that individuals must create their own meaning in a seemingly indifferent universe. And the psychologist Viktor Frankl, who survived the Holocaust, argued that finding meaning, even in suffering, can lead to greater psychological resilience. His experiences, detailed in his book Man's Search for Meaning, illustrate how purpose can provide strength in the face of adversity. Many people find meaning through relationships, community involvement, or contributing to causes greater than themselves, and this can lead to a sense of fulfillment and satisfaction in life. Research suggests that those who engage in altruistic behavior tend to report higher levels of happiness, as helping others often reinforces one's own sense of purpose. This idea aligns with the concept of ikigai, a Japanese term that translates to a reason for being, which encompasses the intersection of what one loves, what the world needs, what one can be paid for, and what one is good at, creating a holistic approach to finding personal meaning. Moreover, the quest for meaning can also be influenced by cultural and societal factors, as different cultures have varying beliefs and values that shape how individuals perceive their purpose. In many indigenous cultures, for example, the connection to nature and community plays a crucial role in defining one's identity and purpose. Whereas in more individualistic societies, personal achievement and success might take precedence. Additionally, the advent of technology and the internet has transformed how people seek meaning providing access to diverse perspectives and philosophies that can challenge traditional views and inspire new ways of thinking. Online communities and social media platforms allow individuals to share their journeys, struggles, and insights, fostering a collective exploration of meaning. However, the quest for meaning is not without its challenges, as it can lead to existential suffering. It is an integral part of the human experience, shaping our lives in ways that are often profound and complex. Throughout history, philosophers, psychologists, and theologians have explored the nature of suffering, seeking to understand why it exists and what purpose it serves. One perspective is that suffering can lead to personal growth and resilience, pushing individuals to confront their limitations, reassess their values, and develop a deeper understanding of themselves and the world around them. This idea is reflected in the concept of post-traumatic growth, which suggests that people who endure hardships may emerge with a renewed sense of purpose, stronger relationships, and a greater appreciation for life. Moreover, suffering can foster empathy and compassion, as individuals who experience pain often become more sensitive to the struggles of others. This connection can lead to a stronger sense of community, as shared suffering can unite people in their vulnerabilities, creating bonds that may not have existed otherwise. In this way, suffering can serve as a catalyst for social change, inspiring movements that seek to alleviate the pain of others and advocate for justice and equality. On a spiritual level, many religious traditions view suffering as a means of spiritual purification or a way to attain deeper wisdom. For instance, in Buddhism, suffering is seen as an inherent part of life, and understanding its nature is crucial for achieving enlightenment. Through practices like meditation and mindfulness, individuals can learn to navigate their suffering, gaining insights that lead to a more profound sense of peace and acceptance. In the realm of psychology, suffering is often examined in the context of mental health, where it can manifest as anxiety, depression, or trauma. Therapeutic approaches frequently focus on processing and understanding these experiences, helping individuals find meaning in their suffering, and ultimately transforming it into a source of strength. This idea aligns with Viktor Frankl's notion of finding meaning in suffering, articulated in his famous work, Man's Search for Meaning, where he describes how those who can find purpose in their pain are more likely to endure and thrive. Additionally, the role of suffering in art and literature cannot be understated. Many artists and writers draw upon their own experiences of suffering to create works that resonate deeply with others, capturing the complexities of the human condition in ways that can inspire, provoke, or comfort. These artistic expressions often provide a means of catharsis, allowing both the creator and the audience to explore and process their emotions, leading to a collective healing experience. Furthermore, suffering can also be viewed through the lens of evolution and survival. From solipsism, a philosophical concept, raises intriguing questions about the nature of reality and our perception of it. At its core, solipsism posits that only one's own mind is sure to exist, leading to the idea that everything outside of one's consciousness might be an illusion. This perspective challenges our understanding of reality, suggesting that what we perceive as external objects, other people, and even the universe could all be mere constructs of our individual minds. Philosophers like René Descartes have wrestled with similar ideas, famously declaring, "I think, therefore I am," which emphasizes the certainty of one's existence through the act of thinking. However, solipsism takes this a step further, implying that if one can only be sure of their own thoughts, then the existence of anything beyond oneself remains uncertain. This philosophical stance raises questions about communication and connection with others. If we entertain solipsism, can we truly trust that others have independent thoughts and feelings? The implications are profound, as it leads to an isolating viewpoint where relationships and shared experiences might be seen as mere figments of one's imagination. In contrast, many people believe that the shared nature of experiences, emotions, and thoughts among individuals indicates a reality that exists independently of one person's mind. Moreover, solipsism intersects with various fields, including psychology, neuroscience, and even quantum physics. In neuroscience, researchers study how the brain processes sensory information, leading to the understanding that our perception of reality is shaped by neurological activity. This suggests that while we might share a common reality, each person's experience of it is uniquely filtered through their individual brain. Quantum physics adds another layer of complexity, as it introduces concepts like the observer effect, where the act of observing a phenomenon can alter its state, hinting at a reality that is not as fixed as we might assume. As we delve deeper into the nature of reality, it becomes essential to consider the philosophical implications of solipsism. Can we ever truly know if our perceptions align with an objective reality? Many philosophers argue against extreme solipsism, proposing that while our perceptions are subjective, the existence of a shared reality can be inferred from the consistency of experiences among individuals. This leads to discussions about intersubjectivity, where shared experiences create a common ground for understanding reality. In the realm of technology and virtual reality, solipsism takes on a new dimension. As we create immersive environments that can feel incredibly real, the boundaries between subjective experience and objective reality blur even further. The ethics of immortality is a fascinating topic that raises many complex questions about life, death, and what it means to be human. Imagine a world where medical advancements have allowed people to live indefinitely, extending life far beyond the natural human lifespan. This prospect might seem appealing at first, as it offers the chance to witness countless historical events, learn new skills, and spend more time with loved ones. Yet, it also brings significant ethical dilemmas that challenge our understanding of existence. One major concern is the notion of overpopulation. If people could live forever, would the planet be able to sustain such an immense number of individuals? Resources such as food, water, and space would become increasingly scarce, leading to potential conflicts and a decline in quality of life for many. Another ethical issue revolves around social inequality. If immortality were only available to the wealthy, it could create a vast divide between those who can afford to extend their lives and those who cannot. Such a scenario raises questions about fairness and justice, as it could lead to a society where the rich continue to accumulate power and resources indefinitely, while the poor face a cycle of struggle. Furthermore, the psychological implications of immortality cannot be overlooked. Living forever might lead to existential boredom, as people may struggle to find meaning in an endless existence. Would the joy of life be diminished if we knew we had all the time in the world? Additionally, the concept of legacy takes on new meaning in a world of immortality. If we could live forever, what drives us to leave a mark on the world? Would our motivations to create art, raise families, or contribute to society change if we knew we would be around for eternity? The desire for legacy often spurs innovation and creativity, but in a world where time is no longer a limiting factor, would that drive still exist? Moreover, the ethical implications of immortality touch on the natural cycle of life and death. Many cultures and belief systems hold that death is a natural and necessary part of life. If we were to eliminate death, would we be disrupting the balance of nature? This raises questions about our responsibilities toward the environment and the interconnectedness of all living beings. The idea of immortality also challenges our perspectives on suffering and illness. Would the ability to live forever mean that people would need to endure endless pain or suffering? How would society handle the ethical dilemmas of extending life for those who are terminally ill or suffering from debilitating conditions? Would we? The concept of identity is often perceived as a fixed aspect of who we are, but interestingly, it is much more fluid than we might think. shaped significantly by the passage of time. As we grow older, our experiences, relationships, and the context in which we live influence our sense of self, leading to changes that can be both subtle and profound. For instance, consider how childhood experiences shape our personalities. The lessons we learn, the friendships we form, and even the challenges we face during our formative years can leave lasting imprints on our identities. This process doesn't stop in adolescence. As young adulthood introduces new layers to our identity, shaped by educational pursuits, career beginnings, and romantic relationships. Moreover, the impact of time on identity extends beyond personal experiences. It is also affected by societal changes. The values and norms of society evolve, and as they do, they can influence how we see ourselves and how we relate to others. For example, generational shifts in attitudes towards gender, race, and sexuality can redefine identity in significant ways, leading individuals to either embrace new perspectives or resist change. Additionally, the concept of nostalgia plays a fascinating role in how we perceive our identities over time. As we look back at our pasts, we often romanticize certain moments, which can alter our self-perception and influence how we present ourselves in the present. This phenomenon can sometimes lead to a disconnection with the current self, as we may long to recapture feelings or experiences that are tied to specific times in our lives. Interestingly, technology also contributes to the evolution of identity. The rise of social media has changed how we curate our identities, allowing us to present idealized versions of ourselves to the world. Over time, this constant comparison to others can lead to shifts in self-esteem and identity as we adapt to the feedback and validation we receive online. Furthermore, the impact of time on identity can also be seen in the way we process grief and loss. When we experience the death of a loved one, for example, our identity can undergo a significant transformation. We may redefine our roles, our relationships, and our beliefs about life and death, leading to a new understanding of who we are in relation to those we've lost. As we navigate through different life stages, such as becoming a parent or retiring from a long-term career, our identities continue to shift, reflecting our changing priorities and aspirations. These transitions can often provoke a period of the concept of authenticity, which refers to the quality of being genuine or true to oneself, has gained significant attention in various fields including philosophy, psychology, and even marketing. Authenticity is often associated with living a life that is consistent with one's values, beliefs, and interests, rather than conforming to external expectations or societal norms. In philosophy, particularly existentialism, authenticity is about taking responsibility for one's choices and embracing one's individuality, a notion famously explored by thinkers like Jean-Paul Sartre and Søren Kierkegaard. In psychology, being authentic is linked to psychological well-being, as studies have shown that individuals who express their true selves tend to experience greater happiness and lower levels of anxiety. This is because authenticity fosters a sense of belonging and connection to others, as people often resonate more deeply with those who are genuine and sincere. In the context of marketing and branding, authenticity has become a powerful tool, as consumers increasingly seek brands that reflect their own values and beliefs. Businesses that present themselves as authentic are more likely to build trust and loyalty among their customers, especially in an age where consumers are more informed and discerning. However, the challenge of authenticity arises in a world that often prioritizes image and perception over reality. Social media, for instance, can create a paradox where individuals curate their lives to appear authentic, while in reality, they may be presenting a carefully constructed persona. This raises questions about what it truly means to be authentic in a digitally connected world, where the lines between real and fabricated experiences can blur. Moreover, cultural differences can influence perceptions of authenticity. What may be considered authentic in one culture might not hold the same value in another. This complexity adds layers to the dialogue around authenticity, making it a multifaceted concept that is ever evolving. Understanding authenticity also leads to discussions about vulnerability, as being authentic often requires individuals to expose their true selves, including imperfections and insecurities. This vulnerability can be daunting, yet it is also a pathway to deeper, more meaningful connections with others. Ultimately, the pursuit of authenticity invites individuals to reflect on their own beliefs and values, encouraging a journey towards self-discovery and personal growth. The concept of responsibility is a heavy burden that many people feel throughout their lives, and it can manifest in various ways, from personal obligations to societal expectations. When we think about responsibility, we often associate it with the roles we play in our families, workplaces, and communities, and these roles can sometimes feel overwhelming, leading to stress and anxiety. For instance, parents frequently grapple with the responsibility of raising their children, ensuring they grow up to be well-adjusted and capable individuals, while also managing their own careers and personal lives, which can create a constant juggling act. In the workplace, employees often feel a deep sense of responsibility toward their team and the company, pushing them to meet deadlines and achieve goals, sometimes at the expense of their own well-being. Moreover, societal responsibility can also weigh heavily on individuals. Many people feel the need to contribute positively to their communities, whether through volunteering, advocacy, or simply being a good neighbor. And this sense of duty can drive people to dedicate their time and resources to causes they care about deeply. However, this burden can lead to feelings of guilt or inadequacy if one feels they are not doing enough, which can be particularly pronounced in today's digital age, where social media often showcases the achievements of others, creating a comparison trap. Additionally, the burden of responsibility is not just a personal struggle. It can also impact mental health on a larger scale, as communities and societies grapple with issues like climate change, social justice, and economic inequality. People may feel a collective responsibility to address these challenges, leading to movements and initiatives aimed at creating change. But this can also breed feelings of helplessness when progress seems slow or unattainable. Interestingly, the way individuals perceive and manage their responsibilities can vary significantly across cultures and generations. In some cultures, there is a strong emphasis on collectivism, where the needs and goals of the group supersede those of the individual, resulting in a shared sense of responsibility among members. In contrast, more individualistic cultures may place a higher value on personal achievement, which can lead to a different kind of pressure, as individuals strive to excel on their own merits. This cultural lens influences how people handle the weight of their responsibilities and how they seek support from others, revealing a fascinating interplay between personal and societal expectations. The burden of responsibility can sometimes lead to burnout, especially for those who take on too much without adequate support or self-care. Recognizing the signs of burnout, such as fatigue, cynicism, or the illusion of control, refers to the tendency of people to believe they have more influence over events than they actually do. And it's a fascinating psychological concept that can be seen in various aspects of life. This phenomenon can manifest in many ways, such as when someone feels they can predict the outcome of a sporting event, or when they believe that their actions can directly affect the result of a game of chance, like rolling dice or drawing cards. Research shows that this illusion often stems from our innate desire for mastery and predictability, which are comforting in an unpredictable world. For instance, a study conducted by psychologists found that individuals who were allowed to choose the numbers in a lottery felt a greater sense of control, even though the outcome remained entirely random. This false sense of control can lead to overconfidence, causing individuals to take unnecessary risks or make poor decisions, especially in gambling situations where players might increase their bets, convinced that their choices will sway the outcome in their favor. Interestingly, the illusion of control is not just limited to games or gambling. It can also be observed in everyday situations, such as when people think that their positive thinking will influence their chances of success in a job interview or a presentation. This belief can lead to a greater sense of agency, which can be beneficial in some cases, as it encourages individuals to be proactive. But it can also lead to disappointment when reality does not align with expectations. For instance, a participant in a study may have felt that their meticulous preparation for an exam would guarantee a good grade, only to find out that external factors, like the difficulty of the questions or the grading criteria, played a much larger role than they anticipated. Moreover, the illusion of control can affect relationships and social interactions as well. People often overestimate their ability to influence others' opinions or behaviors, which can lead to misunderstandings and conflicts. For example, someone might believe they can change a friend's mind about a controversial topic simply by presenting their case passionately, yet the friend's deeply held beliefs may remain unchanged, highlighting how our perception of control can sometimes blind us to the complexities of human behavior. This concept also extends into the realm of health and wellness. Many individuals believe that their lifestyle choices, such as diet and exercise, can completely shield them from illness, leading to a false sense of security. While maintaining a healthy lifestyle is undoubtedly important, factors like genetics and environmental influences can play significant roles in health outcomes, which are often beyond an individual's control. The existential crisis of modernity is a profound and complex topic that delves into the challenges and uncertainties faced by individuals in our fast-paced, technologically advanced society. As humanity has progressed through the ages, particularly in the last century, there has been a significant shift in how people perceive their existence, purpose, and place in the world. One major factor contributing to this crisis is the rapid development of technology, which, while enhancing communication and access to information, often leaves individuals feeling isolated and disconnected from one another. The rise of social media, for example, creates an illusion of connection, yet many people find themselves grappling with feelings of loneliness and inadequacy as they compare their lives to the curated highlight reels of others. Additionally, the fast pace of life in modern society, with its constant demands and pressures, can lead to a sense of purposelessness. Many individuals find it difficult to derive meaning from their work, as jobs often feel repetitive or unfulfilling, leading to a disconnect between personal values and professional obligations. This struggle for meaning is compounded by the uncertainty of the future, as economic instability, climate change, and global crises loom large, creating an atmosphere of anxiety. People are left questioning their role in the larger narrative of humanity, wondering what legacy they will leave behind in a world that seems increasingly chaotic and unpredictable. Moreover, the philosophical underpinnings of modernity challenge traditional beliefs and norms. The rise of secularism and scientific reasoning has led many to question the existence of a higher power or predetermined purpose, leaving them to grapple with existential questions on their own. This can be both liberating and daunting, as individuals are left to construct their own meaning in a world that often feels devoid of it. The search for authenticity becomes a central theme, as many seek to align their actions with their beliefs, striving for a sense of self that resonates in a world filled with external influences and pressures. Cultural shifts also play a significant role in this existential crisis. The values of consumerism and individualism often promote a sense of competition and comparison, leading individuals to feel inadequate or unfulfilled. As people chase after material success and societal approval, they may find themselves at odds with their true desires and passions, resulting in a disconnect between who they are and who they feel they should be. This internal conflict can lead to feelings of anxiety and depression, as individuals grapple with the disparity between their reality and their aspirations. Furthermore, the existential crisis of modernity is often explored. Happiness, a topic that has intrigued philosophers, scientists, and everyday people for centuries, is often described as a state of well-being, characterized by feelings of joy, contentment, and fulfillment. But what exactly is happiness, and how can we cultivate it in our lives? Researchers have found that happiness is not just a fleeting emotion, but rather a complex interplay of various factors, including genetics, environment, and individual choices. One interesting aspect of happiness is the concept of the hedonic treadmill, which suggests that as people achieve greater levels of happiness, they quickly return to a baseline level of happiness due to adapting to new circumstances. This means that while external events, such as getting a promotion or buying a new car, can lead to temporary spikes in happiness, they often do not result in lasting changes to our overall happiness levels. Furthermore, the practice of gratitude has been linked to increased happiness. Regularly acknowledging and appreciating the positive aspects of life can significantly enhance one's overall sense of well-being. Mindfulness and meditation are also powerful tools, helping individuals to remain present, reduce stress, and cultivate a more positive outlook on life. Interestingly, the pursuit of happiness itself can sometimes lead to disappointment. The pressure to be happy can create anxiety and feelings of inadequacy, so it's essential to approach happiness with a sense of acceptance and understanding. Cultural factors play a significant role in how happiness is defined and pursued. For instance, in some cultures, community and familial connections are emphasized, while in others, personal achievement and independence may take precedence. This diversity in the understanding of happiness illustrates that there is no one-size-fits-all approach. What brings joy to one person may not resonate with another. Moreover, research in positive psychology has identified several key factors that contribute to happiness, including engaging in activities that align with one's values, nurturing social connections, and finding a sense of purpose. The impact of physical health on happiness cannot be overlooked. Regular exercise, a balanced diet, and sufficient sleep have all been shown to improve mood and promote feelings of happiness. In addition, helping others and engaging in acts of kindness can also enhance one's own happiness, creating a positive feedback loop that benefits both the giver and the receiver. Overall, happiness is a multifaceted concept, shaped by a combination of internal and external influences, and understanding the duality of human nature is a fascinating topic that delves into the complex interplay between our instincts, emotions, and rational thoughts, suggesting that within each person there exists a struggle between opposing forces, such as good and evil, compassion and cruelty, or selflessness and selfishness. This concept can be traced back to ancient philosophies, where thinkers like Plato and Aristotle explored the idea of the soul and its conflicting desires. But it gained significant traction in literature, psychology, and even religion over the centuries. For instance, the famous author Robert Louis Stevenson captured this duality in his novella Strange Case of Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, where the character of Dr. Jekyll embodies the struggle between his respectable persona and the darker impulses represented by Mr. Hyde, illustrating how one individual can harbor both benevolent and malevolent tendencies. often leading to a dramatic internal conflict. Psychologically, this duality is echoed in the theories of Sigmund Freud, who proposed that our psyche is composed of the id, ego, and superego, where the id represents our primal urges, the superego embodies our moral standards, and the ego seeks to mediate between these opposing forces. This inner battle can manifest in our everyday decisions, influencing our behavior in social settings, relationships, and even in our personal ambitions. Like psychobabble, is also prevalent in religious texts, where many belief systems toward both good and virtue. The duality of human nature is also prevalent in religious texts, where many belief systems toward both good and evil. This idea resonates with many as it reflects the struggles and dilemmas we face in our own lives, prompting us to question our motivations and the consequences of our actions. Furthermore, modern discussions around this duality can be seen in the realm of technology and artificial intelligence, as we ponder how our creations might reflect the best and worst aspects of humanity, raising ethical questions about responsibility and the potential for both harm and benefit. The duality of human nature is not just an abstract concept, but a lens through which we can examine our behavior, our choices, and the societies we build, revealing the intricate tapestry of human experience, full of contradictions, complexities, and a continuous quest for understanding. The finitude of human existence is a profound topic that touches on our understanding of life, mortality, and what it means to be human. At its core, the idea of finitude suggests that human beings have limits, not only in terms of lifespan, but also in our capacity to understand the universe, experience emotions, and connect with others. This concept has been explored by philosophers, writers, and scientists throughout history, each bringing their own unique perspective to the table. For example, existentialist philosophers like Jean-Paul Sartre and Martin Heidegger emphasize the importance of recognizing our own mortality to truly appreciate life. They argue that by acknowledging the inevitability of death, we can live more authentically and make choices that reflect our true values, rather than simply going through the motions of life. In addition, many cultures have their own ways of grappling with the idea of finitude. In some Eastern philosophies, such as Buddhism, the transient nature of existence is a central tenet, encouraging individuals to let go of attachments and live in the present moment. This perspective offers a different approach to understanding our limited time on Earth, promoting mindfulness and acceptance rather than fear or regret. On the other hand, Western traditions often emphasize the legacy we leave behind, encouraging individuals to seek immortality through achievements, creations, or the impact they have on others. This desire for a lasting mark on the world can drive innovation and creativity, but it can also lead to existential anxiety, as individuals grapple with the question of whether their lives will be remembered. Science, too, provides insights into the finitude of existence, particularly through the lens of biology and the study of aging. Research into the human lifespan has uncovered fascinating details about the biological processes that govern aging and the limits of human health. For instance, studies have shown that while some species exhibit negligible senescence, or minimal aging, humans are subject to a range of age changes that ultimately lead to death. This biological perspective adds another layer to the discussion, highlighting not just the philosophical implications of our mortality, but the physical realities that shape our experiences. Moreover, the finitude of human existence raises important questions about how we prioritize our time and relationships. In an age where distractions are abundant, many people find themselves reflecting on what truly matters. The awareness of our limited time can inspire individuals to deepen their connections with loved ones, pursue passions, or engage in meaningful work. This shift in perspective can lead to a more fulfilling life. As people become more, the influence of society on individuality is a fascinating subject, as it explores how our surroundings shape who we are. From the moment we are born, we are immersed in a web of social norms, cultural practices, and expectations that inform our beliefs, behaviors, and even our aspirations. Society plays a crucial role in defining what is considered acceptable, desirable, or even extraordinary, which can both inspire and constrain individual expression. For instance, in some cultures, collectivism is emphasized, where the needs and goals of the group take precedence over personal desires, leading individuals to conform more closely to societal standards. This can result in a strong sense of community, but may also suppress personal identity, as individuals might feel pressure to fit into predefined roles that do not reflect their true selves. Conversely, other societies celebrate individuality and personal expression, encouraging people to pursue their unique paths. In these environments, creativity and innovation often flourish, as individuals feel empowered to share their thoughts and talents without the fear of being judged or ostracized. The balance between societal expectations and personal expression can be delicate, as people navigate their identities in relation to the groups they belong to, whether that be family, workplace, or larger community. Furthermore, the rise of social media has dramatically changed the landscape of individuality and society's influence. Platforms like Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter allow for a global exchange of ideas, styles, and personal narratives, thus giving individuals a voice that transcends geographical boundaries. However, this can also lead to a phenomenon known as social comparison, where individuals measure their worth against the curated lives of others, potentially leading to feelings of inadequacy or a desire to conform to popular trends. In this way, while social media can promote individuality, by providing a platform for diverse voices, it simultaneously reinforces societal pressures that may stifle true self-expression. Education also plays a significant role in shaping individuality. The values and beliefs that are imparted in schools can either encourage critical thinking and self-discovery or promote rote learning and conformity. Educational systems that prioritize creativity, inclusivity, and personal exploration tend to foster individuality, whereas those that emphasize standardization can lead to a homogenized view of success and achievement. The impact of peer pressure in educational settings cannot be understated, as young people often seek acceptance among their peers, which can lead them to suppress their unique qualities in favor of fitting in. Moreover, the influence of societal factors, such as race, gender, and socioeconomic status, can significantly impact how individuals. The search for truth is a fascinating journey that spans across various fields, from philosophy to science, and even into the realms of art and literature. Throughout history, humans have been driven by an innate desire to understand the world around them, to seek out what is real and what is merely illusion. Philosophers like Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle laid the groundwork for this quest, encouraging critical thinking and the examination of beliefs. They challenged individuals to question their assumptions, to look beyond the surface, and to strive for deeper understanding, often through dialogues that revealed contradictions and complexities in human thought. In the realm of science, the search for truth takes on a different dimension, as scientists employ the scientific method to uncover facts about the natural world. This method involves observation, experimentation, and the formulation of hypotheses, all aimed at producing reliable knowledge, from the laws of physics that govern the universe to the intricate processes of biology. Each discovery builds upon the last, creating a tapestry of understanding that helps us navigate our existence. However, this journey is not without challenges, as scientific truths are often provisional. New evidence can shift paradigms and lead us to reconsider what we thought we knew. Moreover, the search for truth is intricately linked to the concept of information in the digital age. With the rise of the internet, vast amounts of data are available at our fingertips, but this also raises questions about the reliability of sources. Misinformation and disinformation can spread rapidly, making it essential for individuals to hone their critical thinking skills and evaluate the credibility of what they consume. Fact-checking organizations, peer-reviewed journals, and reputable news outlets play crucial roles in this landscape, helping to sift through the noise and highlight what is verifiable. In literature and art, the quest for truth often takes a more subjective form, as creators explore the human experience through various lenses. Writers and artists grapple with their interpretations of reality, using their craft to express emotions, observations, and insights that resonate with audiences. This form of exploration invites us to reflect on our own truths, to consider how personal experiences shape our understanding of the world, and to appreciate the diversity of perspectives that exist. Additionally, the search for truth has profound implications in ethics and morality. Philosophers have long debated what constitutes a truth in moral terms, leading to discussions about relativism, objectivism, and the nature of justice. These discussions challenge us to consider how our beliefs influence our actions and the impact those actions have on society. The nature of reality versus perception is a fascinating and complex topic, one that has intrigued philosophers, scientists, and thinkers for centuries. Reality, in its most objective sense, refers to the world as it exists, independently of our thoughts, beliefs, and feelings. It encompasses everything that is tangible, observable, and measurable. On the other hand, perception is the way we interpret, understand, and experience reality, shaped by our senses, experiences, emotions, and cultural backgrounds. For example, consider how two people can witness the same event, yet walk away with completely different interpretations, based on their individual backgrounds, emotions, and perspectives. This divergence raises questions about the reliability of our senses, as they can be influenced by various factors, including biases, expectations, and even the context in which we experience something. The concept of perception is further complicated by the brain's role in processing information. Our brains constantly filter and interpret sensory input, constructing a version of reality that may not necessarily reflect what is actually there. This is why optical illusions, for instance, can trick us into seeing something that isn't present. The famous philosopher René Descartes famously pondered this idea, leading to his conclusion, "I think, therefore I am," which emphasizes the importance of thought in establishing one's existence, but also hints at the uncertainty of our perceptions. Additionally, cognitive biases, such as confirmation bias, can lead us to favor information that supports our existing beliefs, while disregarding evidence that contradicts them, thus distorting our perception of reality even further. In the realm of science, the study of reality versus perception takes on a different dimension, particularly in fields like psychology and neuroscience. Researchers investigate how our brains construct perceptions and how these perceptions can differ from actual stimuli. For example, studies involving the brain's mirror neurons illustrate how our experience of reality can be influenced by empathy, as we often feel what others feel, blurring the lines between our perception and their reality. This interplay between perception and reality is also critical in understanding mental health, as conditions like depression or anxiety can significantly alter one's perception, leading to a distorted sense of reality that may not align with actual circumstances. In philosophy, the debate continues, with theories like idealism, which posits that reality is fundamentally mental, and materialism, which argues that reality exists independently of our perceptions. This philosophical inquiry invites us to question the very nature of existence. and the extent to which our perceptions shape our understanding of the world. For instance, the thought art has always played a significant role in our understanding of existence, serving as a bridge between the tangible world and the deeper, often abstract concepts that define our lives. From the earliest cave paintings to contemporary digital installations, art has provided a medium through which individuals can explore their thoughts, feelings, and experiences, reflecting the complexities of life itself. Throughout history, artists have used their creativity to question reality, challenge societal norms, and provoke thought, allowing viewers to engage with profound philosophical ideas. For instance, the Surrealist movement, with artists like Salvador Dali and René Magritte, delved into the subconscious, exploring dreams and the irrational aspects of human experience, thereby encouraging us to consider the deeper meanings behind our existence. Moreover, art often mirrors the cultural and historical context of its time, offering insights into the human condition. During periods of turmoil such as the World Wars, artists like Pablo Picasso created works that encapsulated the chaos and pain of their era, prompting viewers to reflect on the nature of conflict and suffering. This reflective quality of art can evoke empathy and understanding, fostering a connection between the observer and the subject. Through this connection, art becomes a powerful tool for exploring existential themes, such as identity, mortality, and the search for meaning in a seemingly indifferent universe. In many ways, art can be seen as a form of inquiry, pushing the boundaries of what we know and understand about ourselves and the world around us. For example, contemporary artists often tackle issues such as climate change, social justice, and technology's impact on society, inviting the audience to reconsider their place in the world and their responsibilities towards it. This engagement with current events and moral dilemmas allows art to serve not only as a reflection of existence, but also as a catalyst for change, inspiring individuals to take action and engage with the pressing issues of our time. Furthermore, the emotional resonance of art cannot be overlooked. It has the power to evoke feelings that words sometimes cannot convey. A piece of music, a painting, or a sculpture can trigger memories, feelings of joy, sadness, or nostalgia, prompting us to reflect on our own life experiences. This emotional journey can lead to a deeper understanding of ourselves and our relationship to the wider world. Art encourages introspection and self-exploration, helping us to navigate the complexities of our emotions and the human experience. In addition, art can foster community and connection among individuals, bringing people together in shared experiences. Art exhibitions, performances, and cultural events often create. The concept of the self, often taken for granted, is actually a fascinating subject that intertwines philosophy, psychology, and neuroscience, presenting a rich tapestry of ideas about who we really are. Despite the strong feeling of personal identity we experience daily, many scholars argue that the self is not as concrete as we might believe. This notion, referred to as the illusory nature of self, suggests that our understanding of ourselves is shaped by a collection of thoughts, memories, and experiences, rather than a singular, unchanging essence. In fact, research in neuroscience indicates that various brain regions contribute to our sense of self, and these functions can be influenced by external factors such as culture, environment, and social interactions. For instance, studies have shown that individuals from collectivist cultures may view their identities more in relation to family and community, while those from individualistic cultures might focus more on personal achievements and traits. Moreover, the philosopher David Hume famously posited that upon introspection, one does not find a permanent self, but rather a bundle of perceptions and sensations that are constantly changing. This idea challenges the traditional notion of a stable, enduring self, suggesting instead that the self is more like a river, flowing and transforming with every experience. Additionally, Modern psychology has explored concepts like the narrative self, which emphasizes that we construct our identities through the stories we tell about ourselves, highlighting how memory and interpretation play crucial roles in shaping our self-concept. Interestingly, mindfulness practices and meditation have been shown to alter our perception of self, leading to a diminished sense of a fixed identity, which can foster a greater sense of connection to the world around us. Neuroscientific studies have demonstrated that during deep meditation, certain areas of the brain associated with self-referential thought become less active, further supporting the idea that the self is not a constant presence, but rather a dynamic construct. In the realm of psychology, the phenomenon of dissociation can also shed light on the illusory nature of self. Individuals experiencing dissociative states may feel detached from their thoughts, feelings, or sense of identity, illustrating how fragile our sense of self can be under certain circumstances. This brings to the forefront the question of what truly constitutes identity, as experiences of trauma, mental health issues, or even profound joy can dramatically shift our perception of who we are. The exploration of the self is not just a theoretical exercise. It has real-world implications for mental health and well-being. Moral relativism, the belief that moral principles are not universal and can vary based on culture, society, or individual choice, raises significant questions about ethics and human behavior. One of the most notable consequences of moral relativism is the challenge it poses to the idea of universal human rights. If morals are subjective, then the foundation for claiming that one culture's practices are wrong compared to another's becomes shaky. This can lead to a troubling situation where practices like discrimination, violence, and oppression might be justified under the banner of cultural differences, causing a potential erosion of the very standards that protect individuals from harm, especially in societies that uphold human rights as a universal principle. Additionally, moral relativism can lead to ethical paralysis, where individuals and societies find it difficult to make moral decisions because they perceive all perspectives as equally valid. This could result in a lack of accountability, as people may argue that their actions, no matter how harmful, are justified by their cultural background or personal beliefs. In extreme cases, this might allow individuals to commit acts of injustice while claiming moral legitimacy, thereby creating a society where harmful actions are tolerated or even embraced because they are viewed through a subjective lens. Moreover, moral relativism can complicate international relations. When countries with differing moral frameworks interact, conflicts can arise, not just over political issues, but also over ethical ones. For instance, debates surrounding topics like environmental policies, animal rights, or gender equality can become contentious, as nations may hold fundamentally different views on what is considered right or wrong. This can hinder cooperation on global issues such as climate change, where collective action is necessary, but differing moral perspectives can lead to gridlock and inaction. Another consequence is the potential for moral fragmentation within societies. In a world where moral relativism thrives, people may become increasingly divided as various groups advocate for their own moral codes without recognizing a common ground. This fragmentation can weaken social cohesion, as individuals may prioritize their personal or group beliefs over communal values, leading to a society marked by conflict and misunderstanding. Furthermore, moral relativism can result in ethical nihilism, where individuals come to believe that no moral values hold any real weight. This mindset can foster apathy and despair, as people may feel that nothing matters in the grand scheme of things. When individuals lose faith in the idea that some actions are inherently good or bad, it can lead to a decrease in civic engagement and a disinterest in pursuing justice, equity, and compassion. The intersection of science and philosophy is a fascinating area that explores the fundamental questions about existence, knowledge, and the nature of reality. It unites empirical inquiry with theoretical speculation, creating a rich dialogue that has evolved over centuries. Philosophers have long pondered the limits and implications of scientific knowledge, asking questions such as, what can we truly know about the universe? And how do our perceptions shape our understanding of reality? One of the most significant contributions of philosophy to science is the concept of scientific realism, which posits that the world described by science, including unobservable entities like atoms or black holes, is real and exists independent of our observations. Theories in physics such as quantum mechanics have stirred philosophical debates about determinism and free will, leading to questions about whether our actions are predetermined by physical laws or if we possess genuine free will. Moreover, the nature of scientific theories themselves raises philosophical inquiries, including what it means for a theory to be true, and how do scientists decide which theories to accept or reject based on evidence. The philosophy of science also delves into ethical implications, especially in fields like biotechnology and artificial intelligence, prompting reflection on the moral responsibilities of scientists and the potential consequences of their discoveries. For instance, the development of CRISPR technology has opened up possibilities for gene editing, but it also raises ethical concerns regarding genetic modification and the potential for unintended consequences. Additionally, the philosophy of mind intersects with neuroscience, as questions about consciousness remain a profound mystery. Are our thoughts and feelings merely the result of neural processes, or is there something more to our subjective experiences? The question of whether machines can think or possess consciousness brings us to the realm of artificial intelligence, where philosophical discussions about the nature of intelligence, consciousness, and personhood are becoming increasingly relevant. This intersection prompts us to examine not just what science can achieve, but also what it means to be human in an age of rapidly advancing technology. Furthermore, the relationship between science and philosophy can be seen in the realm of cosmology, where questions about the origin and fate of the universe invite both scientific investigation and philosophical speculation, leading to discussions about the Big Bang, black holes, and the possibility of multiverses. Overall, the interplay between these two fields encourages a deeper exploration of our understanding of the universe, our place within it, and the implications of our knowledge for the future. The concept of choice, a fundamental aspect of human existence, carries an existential weight that often goes unnoticed in our daily lives. Every decision we make, from the mundane to the monumental, shapes not just our individual paths, but also influences the lives of those around us, creating a complex web of interconnected choices. This idea, rooted in existential philosophy, suggests that with choice comes responsibility, and with responsibility, a certain weight that can feel burdensome at times. The philosopher Jean-Paul Sartre famously asserted that existence precedes essence, meaning that we are defined not by any predetermined nature, but by the choices we make throughout our lives. This perspective emphasizes the importance of personal agency, but it also brings forth the anxiety that can accompany freedom. When every option is available, the pressure to choose wisely can be overwhelming. Moreover, the weight of choice is often compounded by the fear of regret. When faced with significant decisions, such as choosing a career path, a life partner, or even where to live, individuals may find themselves paralyzed by the possibilities and the potential for making the wrong choice. This phenomenon is not merely a product of modern life. It has been explored in various cultures and eras, highlighting a universal aspect of the human condition. The philosopher Kierkegaard spoke of the anguish of choice, a feeling that arises when one must confront the reality that every choice excludes other possibilities, leading to a sense of loss for what might have been. In contemporary society, the weight of choice has only intensified due to the sheer number of options available, particularly with the rise of technology and globalization. With just a few clicks, one can access a vast array of products, services, and even relationships, each decision layered with its own set of implications and potential outcomes. This abundance can create a paradox of choice, where having too many options can lead to confusion and dissatisfaction rather than fulfillment. Studies have shown that when people are presented with numerous choices, they often experience decreased satisfaction with their final decision, as they cannot help but wonder about the alternatives they did not select. Additionally, cultural factors play a significant role in how individuals perceive and handle choice. In collectivist societies, where group harmony and consensus are valued, the burden of choice may be lessened by shared decision-making, while in individualistic cultures, the emphasis on personal freedom can amplify the existential weight of making the right choice. This cultural lens affects not only how decisions are made, but also how individuals cope with the consequences of hope. Is a powerful and complex emotion, often described as a feeling of expectation and desire for a certain thing to happen. It can manifest in various ways, affecting our mental and emotional well-being. Psychologists have studied hope extensively, identifying it as a key component of resilience, helping individuals cope with challenges and setbacks. When faced with difficult situations, people who cultivate hope tend to maintain a more positive outlook. They see possibilities rather than limitations, and this shift in perspective can lead to better problem-solving and increased motivation. Interestingly, hope is not merely wishing for the best. It involves a belief in the ability to achieve goals and the commitment to take steps toward those goals. Researchers such as C.R. Snyder have pointed out that hope comprises two main components: pathways thinking, which is the ability to generate routes to desired goals, and agency thinking, which reflects the belief in one's capacity to initiate and sustain the motivation needed to move along those routes. In addition to its psychological benefits, hope also plays a significant role in physical health. Studies have shown that hopeful individuals often experience lower levels of stress and better immune response. They tend to engage in healthier behaviors, such as exercising regularly, eating well, and seeking social support. These behaviors contribute to improved overall health and longevity, making hope not just a mental state, but a crucial element for a thriving life. Furthermore, hope can be cultivated and strengthened through practices such as setting realistic goals, reflecting on past successes, and surrounding oneself with supportive people. These strategies help to reinforce the belief that positive outcomes are possible, encouraging a hopeful mindset. Hope can also be seen in the context of social and cultural movements, where collective hope has the power to inspire change. Throughout history, social movements have been fueled by hope, whether it's the fight for civil rights, environmental justice, or global health initiatives. Communities come together, driven by a shared vision of a better future. This collective hope can mobilize action, create solidarity, and foster a sense of belonging among individuals working toward common goals. In literature and art, hope emerges as a recurring theme. Writers and artists often explore the interplay between despair and hope, illustrating how hope can emerge even in the darkest of times. Works like The Diary of a Young Girl by Anne Frank and the poetry of Maya Angelou serve as testaments to the resilience of the human spirit, highlighting how hope can provide strength in adversity. Moreover, hope is deeply rooted in our biology. There is evidence that the paradox of progress is a fascinating concept that explores how advancements in technology, society, and culture can lead to both positive and negative outcomes. As humanity moves forward, we often celebrate the incredible breakthroughs that improve our lives, such as the internet, medical advancements, and renewable energy. Yet, alongside these achievements, we also face challenges that arise from them, which can sometimes outweigh the benefits. For example, while the internet has opened up a world of information and connectivity, it has also led to issues like misinformation, online bullying, and privacy concerns. This duality raises the question of whether progress is truly beneficial or if it comes at a cost. Consider the advancements in medicine, which have allowed us to treat diseases that were once fatal, extend life expectancy, and improve overall health. However, with these advancements, we also encounter ethical dilemmas, such as the accessibility of treatments, the debate over genetic modifications, and the rise of antibiotic-resistant bacteria. These complexities illustrate that as we strive for progress, we must also navigate the moral and practical implications of our innovations. Moreover, the rise of automation and artificial intelligence is another area where the paradox of progress is evident. On one hand, these technologies can enhance productivity, reduce human error, and create new opportunities. On the other hand, they threaten to displace jobs, widen the gap between different socioeconomic classes, and create a reliance on machines that may undermine human skills. The debate about whether technology is a friend or foe continues to be a hot topic as society grapples with how to balance innovation with the well-being of individuals and communities. Environmental progress presents another layer to this paradox. The push for sustainable energy solutions aims to mitigate climate change and protect our planet for future generations. Yet, the production of renewable energy technologies, such as solar panels and wind turbines, also comes with its own environmental costs, including resource extraction, habitat disruption, and waste management challenges. This juxtaposition of striving for a greener future while facing unintended consequences emphasizes the complexity of what we define as progress. Social progress, too, reveals the paradox. Movements advocating for equality and justice have made significant strides, leading to greater awareness and systemic changes. However, these movements can also provoke backlash, polarization, and societal conflict as individuals and groups resist change. The struggle for progress in areas such as civil rights, gender equality, and LGBTQ+ rights demonstrates that advancements in one area may lead to tensions in another, showcasing the intricate dance of societal evolution. The fear plays a complex and often powerful role in human motivation, influencing our actions, decisions, and even our overall behavior in profound ways. At its core, fear is an emotional response to perceived threats, whether those threats are physical, psychological, or social. This response can trigger the well-known fight-or-flight reaction, which prepares our bodies to either confront danger or escape from it. But, beyond this primal instinct, fear can also motivate us in more subtle and nuanced ways. For instance, fear of failure can push individuals to work harder, study longer, or prepare more thoroughly for important tasks, such as exams, job interviews, or public speaking engagements. This kind of fear can act as a catalyst for personal growth and achievement, encouraging people to step outside of their comfort zones and strive for success. On the other hand, fear can also be paralyzing, leading to avoidance behaviors. Some individuals may fear social interactions, which can lead to anxiety disorders, making it difficult for them to engage with others, pursue job opportunities, or build relationships. This avoidance can further reinforce feelings of isolation and low self-esteem, creating a cycle that is hard to break. Interestingly, fear can also be a powerful motivator in group settings. In situations where individuals feel a collective threat, such as during a natural disaster or a crisis, fear can galvanize a community, leading people to work together for a common goal, whether that be to ensure safety, provide support, or organize relief efforts. Moreover, fear can be a tool used by leaders and organizations to motivate action. In marketing, for example, advertisers often use fear-based strategies to encourage consumers to purchase products, whether it's insurance to protect against unforeseen disasters, or health products that promise to guard against illness. While this can effectively spur immediate action, It can also lead to distrust and negative feelings if consumers feel manipulated. Additionally, there is a fascinating psychological aspect to fear in terms of its relationship with our goals. Fear can sometimes provide a clear signal of what we truly value. For instance, a person who fears losing their job may realize that their career is of utmost importance to them, prompting them to take proactive steps in their professional development. Fear also plays a role in risk assessment, making individuals weigh potential losses against potential gains. This cognitive process can lead to more cautious decision-making, where fear of the negative outcome outweighs the excitement of the potential reward. This is why some people may choose stability over risk, favoring the safe path rather than the uncertain. Existential dread, a feeling many people experience at various points in their lives, can be described as a deep sense of anxiety or unease regarding one's existence, purpose, or the nature of life itself. It often arises during significant life events, such as reaching a milestone age, experiencing loss, or encountering a major life change, which can lead individuals to question their identity, their values, and the meaning of their lives. This phenomenon, deeply rooted in philosophical thought, can be traced back to existential philosophers like Soren Kierkegaard and Jean-Paul Sartre, who explored the struggles of human existence and the inherent anxieties it entails. When people grapple with existential dread, they might find themselves pondering heavy questions, such as, "Why am I here?" or "What is the purpose of my life?" These thoughts can lead to a profound sense of isolation, as individuals feel disconnected from others and even from themselves. Interestingly, existential dread is not always a negative experience. It can also serve as a catalyst for personal growth. Some people use this discomfort to inspire change, prompting them to seek out new experiences, develop deeper relationships, or engage in meaningful work that aligns with their values. The triggers for existential dread can vary widely from person to person. For some, it might be the realization of mortality, while for others, it could stem from a sense of unfulfillment in their career or personal life. The COVID-19 pandemic, for instance, has exacerbated feelings of existential dread for many, as the uncertainty of the future and the disruption of daily routines have led individuals to reflect more deeply on their values and priorities. Studies suggest that the psychological effects of such crises can lead to an increased awareness of one's mortality, prompting a re-evaluation of what truly matters in life. Interestingly, existential dread has been linked to creativity. Many artists, writers, and musicians have channeled their feelings of anxiety and uncertainty into their work, producing profound pieces that resonate with others who share similar experiences. This creative expression can provide a sense of catharsis, allowing individuals to confront their fears and anxieties in a tangible way. Additionally, practices such as mindfulness and meditation have been shown to help individuals cope with existential dread, encouraging a focus on the present moment and fostering a sense of acceptance regarding life's uncertainties. It's also worth noting that existential dread can manifest in different ways. Some people might experience it as a persistent feeling of sadness or anxiety, while others might find it leads in a world that seems more connected than ever through technology. Many people are experiencing a profound sense of disconnection. The search for meaningful connection has become a common pursuit as individuals grapple with feelings of loneliness, even while surrounded by friends online. This paradox is partly attributed to the rise of social media, which, while allowing us to maintain relationships across distances, often leads to superficial interactions rather than deep, fulfilling connections. Studies have shown that face-to-face interactions are crucial for emotional well-being, as they foster a sense of belonging and understanding that digital communications can struggle to replicate. Interestingly, the phenomenon of social isolation isn't just linked to the use of technology. Cultural shifts, such as increased urbanization, have also played a role, As people move to cities for jobs and opportunities, they often leave behind their close communities, resulting in feelings of isolation despite being surrounded by thousands of people. In these bustling environments, individuals may find it challenging to form deep connections, leading to a sense of alienation. Research has indicated that this loneliness can have serious health implications, affecting both mental and physical health, as chronic loneliness is linked to various health issues, including heart disease and depression. Moreover, the pandemic has intensified these feelings of disconnection, as social distancing measures forced people to stay apart. The impact of lockdowns on our social lives has led many to reflect on the importance of genuine human interaction. People have turned to creative solutions, like virtual gatherings, to maintain connections, but the longing for in-person encounters remains strong. Many individuals have reported that while video calls help, they cannot replace the warmth of a hug or the joy of shared laughter in the same room. The search for connection is also evolving in other ways. There is a growing trend towards fostering communities through shared interests, whether they are hobbies, wellness activities, or volunteer work. Joining clubs, attending workshops, or participating in local events can help bridge the gap between individuals seeking connection. Engaging in community service, for instance, not only builds bonds with others, but also creates a sense of purpose, as people work together towards a common goal. As the world becomes more aware of the importance of mental health, initiatives promoting community engagement and connection are being prioritized, offering resources for those looking to connect in meaningful ways. Additionally, there's a rising interest in mindfulness and mental health awareness, which encourages individuals to seek connections that nourish their well-being. Practices like meditation and yoga often emphasize the importance of community and shared experiences, fostering a sense of the ethics of artificial intelligence, often referred to as AI ethics, is an increasingly important topic as technology continues to advance at a rapid pace. With AI systems being integrated into various aspects of our lives, from healthcare to finance, there are several ethical considerations that arise. One of the primary concerns is the potential for bias in AI algorithms, which can lead to unfair treatment of certain groups of people. For instance, if an AI system is trained on data that reflects existing societal biases, it may inadvertently perpetuate those biases, resulting in discrimination against marginalized communities. Another critical area of concern is better bias in their decision-making processes. Another critical area of concern is decision-making processes. A more difficult area of concern is as AI technologies collect vast amounts of data to improve their functionality, there is an ongoing tension between the benefits of data-driven insights and the individual's right to privacy. For example, facial recognition technology has been praised for its potential to enhance security measures, yet it raises serious questions about surveillance and consent. Many experts argue that there should be strict regulations governing how data is collected, stored, and used, ensuring that individuals have control over their personal information and that their privacy is respected. Furthermore, the impact of AI on employment cannot be overlooked. As machines become more capable of performing tasks traditionally done by humans, there is a growing concern about job displacement. While AI has the potential to increase efficiency and productivity, it also poses challenges for workers in certain industries. The ethical implications of automating jobs. and the responsibility of companies to retrain and support their employees are vital aspects of this discussion. Many advocate for the adoption of policies that promote workforce transition and ensure that the benefits of AI are shared broadly across society. Additionally, accountability is a significant ethical issue in the realm of AI. When an AI system makes a mistake or causes harm, who is responsible? Is it the developers, the companies that deploy the technology, or the AI itself? This question is particularly relevant in high-stakes scenarios, such as autonomous vehicles or medical diagnosis systems, where errors can have serious consequences. Establishing clear guidelines and frameworks for accountability is essential to address these concerns and ensure that there are mechanisms in place to hold parties responsible for the actions of AI systems. Moreover, the concept of transparency in AI is critical for ethical implementation. Many AI algorithms operate as black boxes, meaning that their decision-making processes are not easily understood. The impact of technology on human existence is a fascinating topic, as it touches nearly every aspect of our daily lives, transforming how we communicate, work, learn, and even think. From the moment we wake up to the sound of a smartphone alarm, to the way we connect with friends and family through social media, or how we access a vast pool of knowledge with just a few taps on a screen, technology has become deeply ingrained in our routines, making it an essential part of modern life. One significant change brought by technology is the way it has revolutionized communication. We can now talk to someone on the other side of the world in real time, share photos instantly, and express our thoughts through various platforms, fostering connections that were once impossible. However, this ease of communication also raises questions about the quality of our interactions, as face-to-face conversations are often replaced by text messages or social media posts, leading some to argue that we may be losing the depth of personal connections. In the workplace, technology has dramatically changed how we do our jobs, with automation and artificial intelligence taking over tasks that were once performed by humans, increasing efficiency but also sparking fears about job displacement. The rise of remote work, facilitated by video conferencing tools and project management software, has allowed people to work from virtually anywhere, giving rise to new work cultures, but also blurring the lines between personal and professional life, leading to challenges in maintaining a healthy work-life balance. Education has also been transformed, as online learning platforms and educational apps provide access to knowledge that was once limited to traditional classrooms, allowing students to learn at their own pace. But it also raises concerns about the digital divide, as not everyone has equal access to the technology required for online education. Moreover, the impact of technology extends to our physical and mental health, as wearable devices help us track our fitness and health metrics, promoting a more health-conscious lifestyle, while also introducing a new layer of dependency on technology for our well-being. On the flip side, the pervasive use of smartphones and social media has been linked to increased rates of anxiety and depression, particularly among younger generations, as the pressure to curate a perfect online image can create unrealistic expectations and feelings of inadequacy. This duality of technology, as both a tool for improvement and a source of stress, highlights the importance of finding a balance in our technology use. Additionally, technology's impact on human existence is evident in the way it shapes our access to information, the internet. Love and attachment are fascinating and complex aspects of human relationships, intertwining emotions and psychological phenomena that have intrigued thinkers, researchers, and romantics alike for centuries. At its core, love can be viewed as a deep emotional connection, often characterized by feelings of affection, care, and commitment towards someone or something. Psychologists have explored various theories to explain the nature of love, one of the most influential being the triangular theory of love, proposed by Robert Sternberg. This theory suggests that love is made up of three key components: intimacy, passion, and commitment, which can combine in different ways to form various types of love, such as romantic love, friendship, or infatuation. Attachment, on the other hand, relates to the emotional bonds formed between individuals, particularly in close relationships. The attachment theory, developed by John Bowlby and later expanded by Mary Ainsworth, emphasizes how early relationships with caregivers shape our ability to connect with others throughout life. Secure attachment, characterized by trust and a healthy interdependence, leads to positive relationship outcomes, while insecure attachment styles, such as anxious or avoidant, can result in challenges in relationships. Interestingly, love and attachment are not just limited to romantic relationships. They also play crucial roles in friendships, family dynamics, and even our relationships with pets. The feelings of love often arise when we feel secure and valued in our connections, and attachment can provide a sense of safety and belonging. Brain scans have revealed that when people experience love, regions of the brain associated with reward and pleasure become active, indicating that love is not only an emotional experience but also a biological one, influenced by chemicals such as oxytocin and dopamine, which promote bonding and feelings of happiness. Cultural perspectives also shape our understanding of love and attachment. Different cultures have unique norms and values regarding relationships, which can influence how love is expressed and perceived. For instance, in some cultures, arranged marriages may emphasize commitment and familial bonds over personal choice, while in others, individual romantic love may take precedence. This shows that love is not a one-size-fits-all emotion. It is deeply influenced by social, cultural, and personal factors, making it a rich area for exploration. Moreover, love can change over time. Many couples experience what is referred to as the honeymoon phase, where passion and excitement are at their peak, but as time goes on, the nature of love may shift towards a deeper, more companionate form. This transition can be Übermensch, or Overmen, is a philosophical idea introduced by German philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche in his work Thus Spoke Zarathustra. Nietzsche proposed the Übermensch as an idealized individual who transcends the conventional morals and values of society, creating their own values and purpose. Instead of adhering to a predetermined set of beliefs, the Übermensch embraces life, accepts its chaos, and affirms their existence with a sense of strength and creativity. This figure is often seen as a critique of traditional morality, which Nietzsche believed stifled human potential and led to mediocrity. The Übermensch is not merely a superhuman in a physical sense, but a symbol of personal growth and self-overcoming, encouraging individuals to rise above societal constraints and to live authentically. Nietzsche introduced the idea of will to power, which is the driving force behind this self-creation, suggesting that individuals should strive to assert themselves, to express their individuality, and to shape their own destinies. This concept challenges individuals to embrace their passions, to confront difficulties head-on, and to find meaning in their struggles. The Übermensch is often misunderstood as a figure of elitism. However, Nietzsche's intent was more to inspire a transformative journey towards self-realization, rather than promoting superiority over others. This notion has had a significant impact on various fields, including literature, psychology, and even existential philosophy, encouraging people to question the status quo and to seek their own paths. Nietzsche's ideas about the Übermensch also resonate with the concept of existentialism, particularly the emphasis on personal choice and responsibility, highlighting that each person has the power to define their essence through their actions. Over time, interpretations of the Übermensch have evolved, with some viewing it as a reflection of Nietzsche's own struggles with nihilism and the quest for meaning in a world devoid of absolute truths. Despite the complexities and controversies surrounding Nietzsche's philosophy, the concept of the Übermensch continues to inspire discussions about individuality, morality, and the potential for human greatness, inviting people to explore their own capacities for creativity and self-expression in a rapidly changing world. Rituals in various cultures and societies play a significant role in providing individuals with a sense of existential meaning as they help to structure experiences, create connections, and foster a sense of belonging. From the dawn of humanity, rituals have been integral to human life, serving purposes that extend beyond mere tradition. They help individuals navigate the complexities of existence, offering frameworks for understanding life's milestones such as birth, marriage, and death. These rituals often incorporate symbolic actions and communal participation, which can enhance feelings of connection among individuals, creating shared memories and reinforcing social bonds. For instance, in many cultures, coming-of-age ceremonies mark the transition from childhood to adulthood. These rituals often involve challenges or tests that symbolize the individual's readiness to take on new responsibilities. Thus, they create a narrative of personal growth and accomplishment. Similarly, in times of grief, rituals like funerals or memorial services provide an opportunity for communal mourning, allowing individuals to express sorrow in a structured way, which can be both comforting and cathartic. It helps to affirm the value of the deceased and the impact they had on others' lives. Moreover, rituals can also serve as a means of coping with uncertainty and anxiety, especially in an unpredictable world. Engaging in familiar rituals can provide a sense of control and predictability, whether it's a morning coffee, routine holiday traditions, or religious observances. These actions create a rhythm in life that can be grounding, reinforcing the belief that there is order, even in chaos. The repetitive nature of rituals can also evoke feelings of nostalgia and connection to the past, linking individuals to their heritage and cultural identity, which adds layers to their existential understanding. In contemporary settings, the role of rituals has evolved, yet they remain relevant, with many people creating personal rituals that resonate with their individual beliefs and experiences. Whether it's a simple practice of gratitude before meals, or more complex ceremonies to mark personal milestones, these rituals can help to instill a sense of purpose and reflection. The celebration of achievements, such as graduations or promotions, often includes rituals that honor the hard work and dedication put into reaching those goals, serving as reminders of personal capabilities and aspirations. Furthermore, in the context of spirituality, rituals can facilitate a deeper connection to the transcendent, allowing individuals to explore philosophical questions and reflections about existence, purpose, and the universe through meditation, prayer, or communal worship. Individuals often find a greater sense of peace and understanding as these practices encourage introspection and connection